To see the Season 2 Queens entrances and introductions, check out the link in the description. Stay tuned for Episode 1. The first batch of queens enter the workroom, starting with Alexa, Pre-Marina, and Brandy. Alexa seems to recognize Brandy and clicks with her, leading to the two to bond fairly quickly. Brandy recognizes Pre-Marina as another queen from Alola, and wonders if she feels pressure after Lurantis won the first season. Pre-Marina shakes her head and says that she knows she'll fare just fine based on her own expertise.
I am very proud of Lurantis for winning the first season, but I do understand that there are going to be quite a few eyes on me from the get-go since I'm also from Alola. But these queens need to understand that I don't easily succumb to intimidation. I have plenty of experience of my own, so I don't feel any need to prove myself.
The second batch of queens enters the workroom, Veronica, Betty, and Amy Wong. Veronica and Betty scream loudly when they see each other and hug tightly, even after Amy enters the workroom. Amy seems disgruntled over being ignored, and the other queens watch as the two Riverdale girls continue to loudly express their excitement.
It looks like Betty and Veronica are excited to be competing together. Maybe a little too excited. I get that it's fun to tackle this kind of thing together, but maybe calm down a little bit. It's too early to be screaming like this.
The third batch of queens enters the workroom, Susie, Naz, and Sackboy. Sackboy is quick to greet each and every queen individually, mentioning that they hope all of them can become good friends before the season's over. Naz curiously comments on if Sackboy is here for Miss Congeniality or the crown. Sackboy chimes in and says that any award will just be icing on the cake after an exhilarating adventure.
That little sack guy is so adorable. He reminds me of the little ragdolls my mom used to make for me. Not to mention that his little voice is so cute-alicious, like a living stuffed animal. So precious.
The final group of queens enters the workroom, Gem, E-Scope, and Icy. The queens seem to look at E-Scope with bewilderment, wondering why she seems so disoriented. Icy eyes up her competition and smirks, asking them if they really think they'll be able to win. All of the queens say yes, but Icy dismisses them, saying that some of them have zero potential, and it's going to be obvious she's making it to the end. Brandy reads Icy for trying to come for the girls this soon, saying she's not going to be the next Brittany.
Icy reminds me of a girl I used to know, Weather, or something like that. But if she wants to be a good villain, she needs to perfect her villain laugh, like I did. Moo ha 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 ha. See? You'd totally think I'm, like, some evil scientist who lives in a volcano.
The queens are interrupted by the TV going off, and the second season officially kicks off as the first challenge briefing is underway. Here's the sitch, queens. Welcome to the second season of Drag Race Toontown. My dazzling dozen, one of you will walk away with the title of Toontown's next drag superstar, but to do that, you'll have to slay your fellow queens and best the gauntlet of challenges ahead of you. This season, there won't be any protection or shields. Or will there?
Kim's being awfully cryptic in our drag mail today. I wonder if our challenge has to do with slaying dragons or something weird and medieval. I feel so unprepared all of a sudden.
More on that later. Let's cut to the chase. Your first mini-challenge of the season is a nature-themed photo shoot with a special guest photographer. It's none other than Ron Stoppable. Be sure to make your best impressions, as this photo shoot will be judged alongside your maxi challenge this week.
I thought that I did fairly well, but the photographer was so not cool. He had this weird bald hamster thing that looked really ugly, and I almost wanted to hurl. But other than that, I think I have a good chance of winning this photo shoot.
Veronica won the mini-challenge.
Was there ever any doubt? I look good in anything that I wear, and being photogenic is a definite plus. I've already won the first challenge of many to come, so these girls better be prepared to get steamrolled.
For your first maxi challenge, you'll all be designing a look from old newspaper comics, and will present your designs on the main stage. Winning the challenge is going to be especially important, because unlike last season, someone will be going home tonight. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
Fashion design isn't my own thing. That's more up my sister Shayna's alley, but I can probably make something decent that she would be proud of. I just need to remember what she told me about using these sewing machines.
The queens start to scramble towards the supplies, with both Pre-Marina and Sackboy making it to the pile last. Sackboy only grabs a few sheets of newspaper, politely offering the rest to Pre-Marina, who accepts, saying that Sackboy is quite the sweetheart. Sackboy giddily runs off to a sewing machine to get to work, and Pre-Marina heads off to work on her own.
Marina is a very sweet queen, and I hope she finds the newspaper stack she grabbed to be inspirational to her design. I'm sure that I can whip something beautiful up with these few sheets, and I'm sure the other queens would lend me a newspaper or two if I somehow mess up.
Jem, Betty, and Veronica are all working together, with both Betty and Veronica chattering together about the competition. The three queens seem to be getting distracted, with Betty ignoring her machine enough to not realize that her design has snag. Veronica quickly gets it out of the sewing machine, but Betty panics and tears off a piece of her design in her hysterics. Jem realizes that Betty is in trouble, and starts to help her out with her design where she can.
I feel terrible for seeing Betty's design get torn up, but Jem and I helped where we could to make sure that we could fix up her design. Of course, I have to focus on my own design, too, so I let those two deal with their crisis while I tried to finish mine up. I'm sure those two will be fine.
Meanwhile, Amy, E-Scope, and Susie are all working together at one table, when Icy comes up and looks over all of their designs in detail, having already finished with hers. When she notices Susie's design, she tells her that she's actually impressed, and that she might end up winning the challenge with something like that. Susie seems to be really excited with this, and thanks Icy for her feedback, figuring that if it looks this good now, she should be fine to stop. Amy seems to be a bit concerned and tells Susie that she should still finish working on it, but Susie disagrees, and goes off to take a nap.
Wow, Icy was so nice to compliment my work like that. I don't really know how to sew all that well, but I guess I must have beginner's luck. Time to take a well-deserved nap. Now this is the life.
As the queens start to prep for the main stage, Naz, Alexa, and Brandy are all putting finishing touches on their outfits, and are pleased with their creations. Alexa complains that her outfit doesn't feel as cute-delicious as she'd like it to be, but hopes that her other accessories bring it all together. Naz and Brandy raise their eyebrows at Alexa's unique choice of slang.
Alexa is a very sweet girl from the times that I've worked with her, but she seems a tad eccentric with her slang. I don't think it's a bad thing at all, but with all of her random catchphrases you think she's trying to get on some merch bandwagon or something.
Amy Wong, Naz, Brandy, and Sackboy had a great performance.
I think that my design turned out really well for myself, and I think that I might have a good shot at winning this challenge. My only regret is that I wish that Icy didn't interfere with Susie's design, but I did all that I could to get her to keep working on it. It's out of my hands now, though, so I can only hope she doesn't land in the bottom.
Jem, Icy, E-Scope, Alexa, Veronica, and Marina had a good performance.
I knew that I could whip something up in a few minutes that would be good enough for the judges, but I'm not leaving anything to fate. I want to make sure there were two girls who were going to crash and burn during this challenge. Betty seemed to do that just fine all by herself, and after I told little Susie she should stop working. Let's just say that this plan was a major success.
Susie and Betty flopped the challenge.
I don't understand why the judges didn't seem too thrilled with my outfit even after Icy said it looked great. I'm starting to think that maybe she wasn't being nice, after all. I can't believe she would lie to me like that this early on. What a meanie.
Betty's outfit looked really weird, but I thought it looked kinda cool in a dumpster diver kinda way. Ooh, maybe our next challenge could be dumpster diving. I once went digging around in a dumpster, but all I found was a half-eaten burger and a bunch of rats. At least the burger was still tasty. Delicious.
Welcome to the main stage of Drag Race Toontown. Let's meet our judges. First, our resident panelist, my best friend, it's Monique. And your photographer for this week's mini challenge, Ron Stoppable. Ron is not only going to be judging this week, but he'll be our newest permanent addition to the judging panel. I hope you all had a good photo shoot, or else it might affect your placement this week. The competition is going to be very tough, ladies. So we want to give you an incentive for doing well. If you win a maxi challenge, you'll also earn immunity from next week's elimination. So it's important to give it your all to make sure you make it even closer to the crown.
Everything is beginning to make sense now. Immunity is on the line with these challenge wins. I certainly do hope that this won't cause the other girls to rest on their laurels. Just because we've earned a free pass doesn't mean we can phone in our performance.
Based on your photo shoots and your newspaper designs, we've made some decisions. If I call your name, please step forward. Amy Wong, Icy, Veronica Lodge, Alexa Diva, E-Scope, Marina. Ladies, you have satisfied us all with your performance this week, but you didn't stand out from the crowd. You are all safe and may leave the stage.
I was really hoping that I would land in the top with my outfit, but I guess not. This is so not cool, Alicious.
That means that Betty Cooper, Jem, Naz, Brandy Harrington, Susie Carmichael, and Sackboy, you represent the tops and bottoms of the week. Naz, your outfit was the best design of the night, but your attitude during the photo shoot was not what we were looking for. You are safe.
I can't believe that stupid guinea pig came back to haunt me. I swore I could see it poking out of Ron's shirt pocket and sticking its tongue out at me, that little jerk.
Brandy Harrington, you blew us all away with your photo shoot, and on the runway, you were black, white, and red over and over again. Congratulations, you are the winner of this week's Maxi Challenge, and have earned immunity for next week.
Thank you, Kim. What a way to kick the season off. I've nabbed the first win of the season and have a free pass into the final 10. This was just the boost of confidence I needed to know that making a comeback was the right decision.
Sackboy, we loved your original take on your newspaper couture, and your photo shoot showed us that good things come in very small packages. Good job, you're safe.
This was a very delightful challenge, and I'm so pleased they thought my design was one of the best. Perhaps I should bring this outfit back home and make some for all of my friends and family, so they can share in the fun.
Betty Cooper, your photo shoot performance felt very natural, but on the runway, your design seemed to be an artificial afterthought. I'm sorry, my dear, but you were up for elimination. Susie, your runway felt like it was still unwritten, and your photo shoot performance felt wooden. I'm sorry, my dear, but you were up for elimination. Jem, your runway didn't seem like it was hot off the printing press, but your photo shoot performance made a big difference. You are safe.
This was a disappointing start, but I'm not going to get discouraged. I know that I have what it takes to do well in this competition, and I have to put the pedal to the metal and bring everything I have next week.
Two queens stand before me. Prior to tonight, you were asked to prepare a lip-sync performance to Earth, Wind, Fire and Air by the Hex Girls. This is your last chance to impress me and save yourself from elimination. The time has come for you to lip-sync for your life.
I feel so embarrassed that I landed in the bottom on a design challenge, especially since I practically ruined my own outfit. But all I can do now is just prove why I deserve to stay. I can't be the first girl to leave the competition. I have so much more to prove.
Icy really got into my head this week, and I'm worried that I'm going to make history repeat itself. I don't want to be the second baby queen to get chopped first, so I have to make sure that I give the best performance I can give. I have too much at stake.
Good luck, and don't fuck it up. Betty had a bad lip sync. Susie flopped the lip sync. Ladies, I have to admit that was not the best lip sync we could have gotten. But I've made my decision. Betty Cooper, Shantae, you stay. Susie Carmichael, I understand that this might not have been the outcome that you envisioned, but we are so thankful you took the call and got to show the world your star power. Now sashay away.
This isn't the last you've seen of me. I promise I'll come back better than ever.
This is Untucked.
The queens relax backstage and congratulate Brandy on winning the Maxi Challenge and immunity, and congratulate Betty on surviving the lip sync. Brandy is thrilled to not only have survived the first week, but guaranteed a spot in the final 10. Betty seems to be thankful that she wasn't the first boot, and is quickly relieved by Veronica giving her a hug. Icy notices this and asks Veronica to step aside with her for a brief moment, whilst the other queens socialize. Veronica asks Icy what she wants, making it clear that she doesn't trust her that much after her antics at the start of the competition. Icy tells Veronica that she found it awfully convenient that Betty landed in the bottom after she tore her own runway, and thought she was planning on framing Veronica for her poor performance. Veronica shakes her head and disagrees, saying that Betty's a real friend and she would never do that. Icy tells her that she needs to watch her back, and leaves her to reflect on her words. Veronica seems confused, and spends the evening thinking about what Betty did.
Hey, squirrel friend. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.
It's great to finally be a judge on your show, but I wish the lip syncs weren't such a dumpster fire.